Hey everybody, it's Hylian Alchemist, and welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Red. In the last episode, we started Rock Tunnel, and in this episode, we're gonna try to exit out of Rock Tunnel, since, well, we're still in here. Trying to exit out of this freakish maze. So many dead ends, so many hikers. Being creepy as shit. Don't want to have to deal with you hikers anymore. Especially one of your buddies in Unova. He's even more of a pedophile. So another hiker of interest here, he'll just start off with Geodude, because he does have a Pokemon that we haven't seen yet, which after we knock down this Geodude, we are going to see exactly what it is. By the way, I don't know what you're pointing to, Geodude. Not to mention your ridiculous hair. This is Graveler, and yes, Graveler is underleveled because it should evolve from Geodude at level 25. Yeah, you'll be encountering some Pokemon that are like that. Like, you know, with some Pokemon being underleveled, like, just not the appropriate level for it, that would evolve from. So, anyway, Graveler, another one of those Pokemon where, if you wanted to evolve into Golem, it's, Geodude's final evolution, then you have to trade it. Unfortunately, though, I actually do remember having played through this game a few times. Like, I actually remember not having seen Golem, or at least a trainer using a Golem. So, unfortunately for us, we are not going to be seeing Golem in this LP. Since, none of the trainers in, well... Actually, I do remember in Fire and Leaf Green where one trainer used a Golem, but that was only in the post-game, which is in the, Sevi Islands. Some little, series of islands, like there's 7 in total, like, after, getting through the, well... Actually, no, more of that later on, because they are accessed later on in the main story, and then you get to explore more of them in the post-game, but more of that later. I'm kind of going a little off topic right now. But yeah, that was one of the only times you could ever see Golem, but here in Gen 1, you're not able to see it. So I just thought I wanted to point that out. I will talk a little bit more about Golem, though, and as well as Graveler. Same thing could be said for Graveler. They're very defensive, but they are very slow. Just so you know about that, but... If you want a good Pokemon with defense, then I guess you can go for, yeah, Golem could be a good way to go. By the way, down there where I was before in that little dead end, in Fire and Leaf Green, there's that one move tutor who will teach you Rock Slide. Rock Slide is actually the one kind of Rock-type move that I use a lot. As a matter of fact, it's probably the only kind of Rock-type move I use a lot. If my Pokemon is, one of my Pokemon's ever taught it. As far as Rock-type moves go. It is pretty powerful. I think it has, like, I think its power is 80? Or was it 75? I can't really remember. It doesn't have... It's not 100% accurate, though. So there are some times where it could miss. And Exeggcute to level 25, and it's gonna be trying to learn a new move called Mirror Move. Mirror Move, as we probably know from the name, is that, it can only work if the Pokemon that knows Mirror Move is the slowest, because if it's the fastest, and if it takes the first turn, then it's not going to work at all, because it'll only work if the opposing Pokemon will, use that move, and then once it's your turn, then once using Mirror Move, then your Pokemon will be using the same move that your opponent used last. Well, in that same turn. So it is pretty neat, and I still taught it to Fiero, despite the fact that Jack could be, quite fast, and therefore that would render Mirror Move useless. So it was kind of pointless to me. And if you're hearing a little scratching noise in the background, that is my ferret trying to scratch on my door. And, I'm not really allowed to, let him into my room because, because not long ago, we did, put in some new carpets in the rooms, my room included, and my parents don't want the ferrets in because they will you know, do their business around the carpets, and they just don't want that anymore. So yeah, I do apologize for you hearing that. I just can't really let him in right now. Never really wanted to in the first place because of all the cables and cords, and he could be chewing on them. I really don't want that to happen. Oh yeah, by the way, this trainer right here, this NPC, she just mentioned a pink Pokemon with a floral pattern. Where have I heard that Pokemon before? Maybe sometime in a Leer Let's Play we will see what that is. It's unfortunate that we can't really see it right now. But, you know, a little foreshadowing because, you know, we go to some certain other region and we may find one of those Pokemon there. Hint, hint. So we'll just go along the way here. We're just about getting closer to the next town, and the next town is interesting. I actually mentioned that in the last episode, but it is a very interesting town that we're gonna go to. Which you'll see right down there. Well, after I show off what new move Pikachu's gonna learn. Well, probably gonna try to learn. And that is Swift. Swift is a normal type move, and, well, of course, not just that, like, although it does have little power, I'm not quite sure, maybe it has 50 power or 40? I think it was 40. That move will never miss. It is, like, completely accurate, well, like, it has, like, infinite accuracy, meaning that it will never miss whatsoever, so it's pretty cool like that, so. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, to all of you creepypasta readers out there, welcome to Lavender Town, the noble purple town. Ah yes, Lavender Town. Everybody knows this town. Because of the creepy music here that you're hearing right now. This very memorable, catchy, and just... This very iconic music here. It sounds so... weird. Do I believe in ghosts? Hell no. I guess not. That white hand on my shoulder? What? What do you mean there's a white hand on my shoulder? I don't see anything. There was gonna have a joke like that in Pokemon Origins, where Red asked one of the... Well, actually no, Red was talking to one of those townspeople, and they asked him if he believed in ghosts. And when he says that he doesn't, you can actually see the white hand coming right onto his shoulder. I mean, there literally is one. If you haven't already, you probably should see that. As a matter of fact, I probably should recommend Pokemon Origins if you haven't seen it already. It is, it's about 4 episodes long, but, like, it is a complete follow-up of the games. It's not much like the anime, the main anime with Ash. It very much focuses on the main Red and Blue game, so... Anyway, go ahead and watch that if you haven't already. It's a really cool, anime special. And yeah, I'm actually storing in the SS ticket because we don't need it anymore since the SS Sand is gone. And I'm gonna store in TM28, which contains Dig, because for some fucking reason, none of my Pokemon, not even Odin, even its evolved form, will not learn Dig. Gen 1? Sorry, just ranting here. So, this is the Pokemon house. Mr. Fuji, where could he have gone? And there's a Nidorino, and there's a little pamphlet right here. Pokemon Monthly Grand Prize Drawn, the application form is gone. It's been clipped out. Yeah, it's Mr. Fuji's house. And this here is a Psyduck, even though it doesn't really look like Psyduck. Yeah, they're just reusing these overworld sprites for the Pokemon here. Maybe because of limited hardware, because it is a Game Boy. Excuse me. But had a link up there, so... Really, there's this Cubone here, and yes. As for the fact that Cubone is one of the most depressing Pokemon, then there's that one story in Lavender Town about Cubone's mother being killed because of Team Rocket. Yeah, that's kind of sad. And this here is the Name Raider. This is where you can change your Pokemon's nicknames anytime. So, if you haven't thought of a good Pokemon nickname and, like, you want and then you want to, like, just try to find some way to figure it out... And then if you actually found out what name you want to give to your Pokemon, then you can just ask the Name Raider. But if you feel like you kind of gave the Pokemon a wrong nickname and you want to change to a different one, then not to worry, because that guy will change that name as well. The thing about it is, though, the only exception is that you cannot rename a Pokemon that is traded to you. You can only rename your Pokemon that belongs to you. So if it has a different OT original trainer, then you won't be able to change that nickname. It just stays that way forever. Even that old nickname that the other trainer gave to it. So, Assface is here to battle us again. And he is somewhere in the Pokemon Tower. And yes, that is the Pokemon Tower. That is where Pokemon die. Yes, the Pokemon here. Those creatures that you've been using in battle. The ones that you're trying to catch and collect just to see how much Pokemon you have. Or those, like, for collector's sake. Yeah, those Pokemon that you're using to battle, they can actually die. Yeah, that's right. Pokemon can actually die. Alright, guys. Stop. Just chill. Don't panic. Your own Pokemon will not die. I mean, it's just pointing out that, like, you know, as some sort of grave site for Pokemon. But that's to say that, do not worry, your own Pokemon will not die at all whatsoever. So you can all relax now, don't worry. It's all good. Your Pokemon are always going to be just fine. I guarantee it. So, anyway, in another battle with that's face, and he's using a new Pokemon. That is Exeggcute, a grass and psychic type. Exeggcute, I will have to point out its sprite. Yet another bad sprite design here. That Exeggcute in the background is not supposed to be that huge. It's supposed to be the same size as the other Exeggcute there. Which is weird, because its red and green sprite didn't, actually look accurate, so I don't know what the hell was going on. I don't know what they screwed up on. And that was the Gyarados we just took down. Yes, Gyarados here, by the way, is the evolved form of, I kid you not, Magikarp. Yes, Magikarp. If you don't really know that already, if you really haven't been aware of Pokemon, then yes, Magikarp. The weak, pathetic, fish-looking Pokemon that does nothing but splash and, of course, the occasional tackle. It evolves into that thing, Gyarados, at level 20. Yes. Just seeing Gyarados evolve in Magikarp would really make you shit your pants at the very sight of it. And yeah, that actually did take James by surprise after his Magikarp evolved into Gyarados.
Hi Magikarp, I'm your master, James.
But yeah, Gyarados is a really powerful Pokemon, and it is a Pokemon I would recommend. Pretty good stats. It is a water flying type though, against flying typing, which kind of doesn't make sense because it probably could have been dragon type. Because it kind of does look like a dragon. Well, it's kind of like a Chinese dragon, I should say. But yeah, that's where Gyarados will learn better moves, like much better moves, such as, well, you know, other water-type moves. It is a real pain in the ass having to raise Magikarp. Because, like, you could either just send it to the daycare, but if you just now caught Magikarp before having to go to the daycare, well, actually, you can't do that, because we get the old rod in, well, actually, no, never mind, you get it from that one guy in the Pokemon Center near Pewter City, or Mount Moon. Yeah, it's a real pain in the ass, because you have to just, like, have Magikarp first out in your party, and then you have to switch it out, just to give it some experience so you can train it. So, it is a real pain in the ass, so. Anyway, while you're in the Pokemon Tower, the only kind of Pokemon, quote-unquote, that you'll encounter are the ghosts. Just kidding, they're not really Pokemon. Well, actually, yeah, they are. They're the spirits of Pokemon that died, of course. But, of course, they are actually Pokemon just, you know, masking themselves as ghosts. So, yeah, the ghosts here, if you do not have that one item called the Sylph Scope that we'll get later on, that is all you're going to encounter at Pokemon Tower. You actually cannot fight them at all. Because if you try to fight them, then your Pokemon will just be scared shitless. They will just be paralyzed in fear. And then all that ghost will tell you to just get out of there. And you also can't catch them either, because, well, they're ghosts. Now, there is actually such thing as a type called Ghost-type Pokemon. There's only one evolutionary line for the Ghost types, which we'll see later on. But there are Ghost-type Pokemon, but not that what we just encountered, just called the Ghosts, because that's merely what they are. So yeah, if you do not have the Sylph Scope, then you won't be able to, see what that Pokemon really is behind the ghost. So that's pretty much all there is to it. And yes, it is actually one of those forms that, that one glitch Pokemon called Missing No could take. Yes, there is such thing as a, well, I guess you say a ghost Pokemon called, well, no, what am I had a brain fart there. A glitch Pokemon called Missing No. Which I think I'll go ahead and show it off later on, though there is actually one way to show off Missing No. But that's going to be much later on in the game. So I guess that's all we can do here in Lavender Town. We will come back there later, after we get the Sylph Scope that we actually need, and then we'll go back to the Pokemon Tower. So that way we can just, because there's that one item that we will need later. So we will be coming back. So for now, let's just go ahead and leave this this creepy place with this music. Ah, yes, the music. Like I was saying, pretty much everybody knows the Lavender Town music if they're already familiar with it, because of the music. The very creepy music, and, like, you know, the music in Lavender Town really does sound distorted. I mean, you know, on the Game Boy at least, it really does sound distorted like that, and it even sounds creepier in the original Red and Green version, if you probably had to notice a bit further. Ah, the Rambling Gambling Dude. How fitting. Because that's what you are. But yeah, because, like, the music in Red and Blue are kind of well balanced. Well, they can be glitched out sometimes on certain ways, but in Lavender Town, the music, the main theme in Lavender Town, it really does sound distorted. Especially on the, in the Game Boy sound chip. Not so much in Fire and Leaf Green, though, since it is a much more powerful system than the Game Boy, actually. But yeah, as you may already know, Lavender Town is very infamous for its creepypastas, such as, well, you know, I think there is a White Hand, I think. And there was also Pokemon Creepy Black, there was also the, there's also Buried Alive, which I'm more on that later, because it was taking place in the actual Pokemon Tower itself, but there is that Buried Alive creepypasta as well. And I think that's about all I can think of. I think there's also Lavender Town Syndrome. I think. But yeah, that's about all I can think of. Anyway, this here is Muck. It is, well, obviously the evolved form of Grimer. Ah, yes, very creative design, a pile of sludge. How do we... will it look like if we evolve it? Make it more sludge! Yep. Oh, very creative indeed. Very much so. Whenever you're battling the Grimer line, they can get very annoying because they tend to use that one move called Minimize. What Minimize does is that it actually raises your Pokemon's evasiveness, meaning that, they're more liable to avoid enemy attacks. And one thing about what was it, Minimize in, well, in Gens 1 and 2, is that, like, when a Pokemon uses it, the sprite will be changed. Yeah, they'll actually change your sprite to a very tiny little creature. Very tiny. And it stays that way until after the battle's over, or if your Pokemon, or if you switch out your Pokemon. But then, starting with Gen 3 and up, then, like, when they use Minimize, then they'll just kind of shrink down a few times, but then they'll just retain their regular sprites, but yeah, it was, yeah, it's kind of ironic. Well, maybe not so, but, like, just going back there and just seeing Minimize, you probably wouldn't really expect that sprite to actually change, but yeah, that's what it does, so. Anyway, so I guess that about does it for this episode. Next time on Let's Play Pokemon Red, we are going to continue onwards, and we will reach Celadon City, which is going to be our next town, and that is where our next gym is going to be. Though, we're not exactly going to go there yet. There are some things that we're going to do first, and then we'll be heading back to Lavender Town, but afterwards we'll be doing the gym, even though that's going to be in later episodes, not necessarily next episode, so. Anyway, next time we'll be going to Celadon City, so until next time, see you guys later.